My name is Jerry White, and I'm the Socialist Equality Party's candidate for Vice President of the United States. I would say that the presence of Renee and all of you and the tens of thousands of Jewish youth who have participated in demonstrations all across the world against the 21st century genocide which is being carried out is the greatest rebuke to the slanders and the lies of the Democrats and Republicans who claim that this is anti-Semitism. In fact, the Democrats and Republicans are allied, including with real anti-Semites, to try to slander all of those throughout the world who know a genocide when they see one. And this genocide would not be possible without the military, political, and financial support of the Biden administration and both parties in Washington.
That's right.
Last week, the Israeli Defense Minister Gallant, who has already been accused of being a war criminal, was hosted in Washington, D.C. And the Biden administration boasted that it has given over $6.5 billion in weaponry to Israel since October 7th. This includes 14,000 2,000-pound bombs, which wipe out entire city blocks.
Yes.
The U.S. government is now not only having invited Gallant, but on July 24th, the Hitler, the butcher of Gaza, is being invited to speak before a joint session of Congress, Netanyahu. Now, what are the two parties bringing him in for? They are looking for a progress report from their agent in the Middle East over how he is conducting a war in the interest not only of the Zionists, but of American imperialism.
Yes, sir.
The Socialist Equality Party and our youth movement, the International Youth and Students for Social Equality, and the International Workers Alliance of Rank and File Committees is organizing a demonstration in Washington, D.C. on July 24th. I encourage all of you to come, all of you to spread the word on social media. And if I could just read briefly from our statement for this call, we said the following: we are calling for this demonstration and meeting not to beg Congress to change its policies. Nearly 9 months of war have demonstrated that the corporate flacks in Washington are indifferent to the appeals to reason, let alone morality. The invitation to Netanyahu should put an end to all illusions in changing the policies of the bipartisan agents of U.S. imperialism. A new political orientation and strategy is necessary. Therefore, the purpose of the July 24th demonstration is to set into motion a new and powerful mass movement of the working class against the Gaza genocide and the global escalation of imperialist militarism by the U.S. ruling class and its NATO collaborators. If any of you, thank you.
Thank you.
If any of you subjected yourself to the torture of watching the degrading spectacle of the debate, so-called debate last week, in between the senile statements of Biden, something came out very clearly. Ironclad backing of Israel and massive funding for Ukraine, for war against Russia, even if it means nuclear holocaust.
Shame. Shame.
That is why in our call for this demonstration, we base it on 3 fundamental principles. That all of those who want to oppose imperialist wars, we must make an irreconcilable break with both corporate-controlled parties. No amount of appeals to these warmongers will change their minds. What did Trump say? Finish the job in Israel. Against the Gazan people. So it is a fundamental principle that a movement be organized of masses of workers and youth, not to appeal to the warmongers, but to mobilize that social force in America and around the world which can stop war. And that's the international working class. The millions of workers whose sons and daughters will be dragged to fight another war. The millions of workers who will see their Social Security, Medicare, public education gutted to fund $1 trillion a year in war. And the millions of workers who have the capacity to shut down the war machine, stop the supplying of Israel or Ukraine and other U.S. client states of these weapons. The second principle must be the unity of workers around the world. This is a global struggle. We have to stop the efforts to turn American workers against Russians and Chinese workers or Ukrainian workers. We have to wage a common struggle against war, not to kill each other, but to create a society which meets the needs of humanity.
That's right. That's right.
The final point is that the struggle against war is a struggle against capitalism, and it's a struggle for socialism. It means the ending of a society in which all human needs is subordinated to the private accumulation of wealth by a handful of billionaires. These are their wars. These are their wars to control natural resources from oil to lithium to cobalt. We have to put an end to that system. We have to instead reorganize society, utilize the wealth created by the collective labor of workers to guarantee health care, free as a human right, to guarantee public education, free university education, to create a society all over the world based on equality, peace, and the international brotherhood of the working class. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Thank you very much.